Welcome to the Maker Mama Workshop with me, Rhiannon. If you haven't already, set yourself up in a comfortable place, somewhere you can lay or sit. You can put on relaxing music in the background, light a candle, sage the space, whatever feels good and relaxing for you. You can even grab a cup of coffee or a warm tea. In this workshop, we're going to be going over some mindset work, overcoming blocks, something that is stopping you from feeling wholly yourself in this experience of motherhood and creativity. We'll be discussing time management for creative mamas, ways that you can successfully plan out your day around the age of your child, and how you can carve out some time to make sure that you're getting it done and feel like it's a doable thing. And self-care as a creative practice. In a moment, I'm going to introduce myself a little more deeply, but something I would like you to do in this moment is set an intention. What do you hope to get out of this experience? What do you want to offer yourself in this time that you are taking right now? Go ahead and pause the video and write down your intention. So I'm Rhiannon Luz de Luna, and I am a mom to Ezra, and my husband is Jorge. We live in Huatulco, Mexico, which is in Oaxaca state. It's this beautiful coastal town, and it is a place where I am learning to enjoy a life that is rich. And I don't mean in money, I mean in time and in this luxury of space and energy to spend with my family, to take care of my personal needs, and to find myself again in my creative business. And I feel so inspired to share this experience with you. As an artist, my practice is metalsmithing. I love making jewelry. I love flame to metal. It's wildly satisfying, and the detail-oriented work really allows me to just dive in. It's wildly frustrating, but it's also so gratifying at the same time. But in general, I really love living a creative life where I follow curiosities and try new possibilities. I love to spend time in nature. I feel the most at peace and calm in my soul and my nervous system when I am at the beach or in a magical redwood forest. It is my intention to help guide you through this experience so you leave knowing that you are not just a mother and you are not just a creative, you are both. And within you is the capacity to nurture, create, and be wholly yourself. To drop into the experience, I'd like to do a grounding and visualization with you. Find a comfortable and quiet position and close your eyes. It might be a cross-legged position with your hands resting on your knees, or if laying down feels more comfortable, you can do that too. If your hands are resting on your knees, consider if you need to bring energy in by placing your palms down, or do you need to receive energy by opening your palms up to the sky? Take a feel in your body. What does it need? Do you need to drop into yourself? Or do you need to receive energy from the world around you? Take a long, slow breath in, filling your lungs completely. And hold for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release the breath for 4, 3, 2, 1. Repeat this breathing on your own. In for 4, hold for 4, and out for 4. Feel the way your body responds to the slow breaths. In for 4, hold for 4, out for 4. If your palms are up and your body feels energized, try flipping them and allow your body to slow, coming back down into yourself. Start to return to a normal breathing and bring your attention to the special, safe place in your mind. Maybe it's the space you create art, or maybe it's a forest on a fresh morning, or a room full of warm sunlight. Wherever it is, imagine yourself feeling the safety, security, and energy this special space provides. What sounds exist here? What does the air feel like? And what does your heart do here? Take it all in. We're going to start to bring your attention back to the room you're in, but knowing you can always return to this safe, special, and creative place. Start to feel the ground or the seat beneath you. Wiggle your fingers and your toes and slowly open your eyes. And take a breath in and out. Our first lesson today is going to be talking about overcoming common blocks in motherhood and creativity. And while motherhood is totally unique to each and every one of us, there are mentalities like guilt, perfectionism, the supermom who can do it all, and time scarcity that seem to plague many of us. And my guess is if you're here today, maybe you're feeling one of these things. Some examples of common mindset roadblocks for parents in creative businesses or creative practices might be guilt around your creativity and motherhood. If you take time for one, you might feel guilty that you're not having enough time for the other. Or there's the example of the all or nothing trap, where if I can't do a full day's work, I might as well do nothing. Or the pressure to do it all alone. This is the super mom mentality where it's like, I have to be able to work. I have to be able to take care of my child. I have to be able to go to the grocery store and be there for my child every moment of the day. Um, and I can't ask for help. Or the fear of taking up space, that feeling of who am I to think that I can show my work or that I'm good enough to do motherhood and have a creative business. Who am I to feel that way? Or there's the scarcity mindset around time and creativity, that there isn't enough time for me to drop in to my creative state. For any of the blocks that you feel, it could be some that were on my list, it could be something else entirely. It is okay to reframe and shift those feelings. They don't have to stay with you. That's the beautiful thing about mindset work, is that you can create a new reality for yourself and your experience. So, an example of this reframing and shifting is the all or nothing trap. If you are stuck in this trap, this mindset where I can't dedicate a full work day, well, I might as well not even try. That might be a feeling, and okay, you can have that feeling, but you can also reframe it and instead say, small, consistent efforts compound over time. Progress isn't measured by hours worked, but by showing up. So simply showing up for micro moments, even 15 minutes a day counts in getting yourself into your creative groove, getting yourself into your business, spending 15, 20 minutes, whatever you have, 5 minutes even, can make a huge difference. So instead of waiting for perfect conditions, embrace these micro moments. Oh, I've got 15 minutes. I can jump in. And setting yourself up, knowing that if I'm going to take advantage of a 15-minute moment, I want to have a space that I can just dive into that's ready to go. I have my creative materials ready for me, and I can just jump in when I have a moment. And remember, recognize that seasons shift. Seasons will be slower, and that's okay. It doesn't have to be all in all the time. It's okay for it to be slow. It's okay to have one day of work out of the 7. It is okay. There will be ebbs and flows. So what I would like you to do now is to take a moment to define a block. It could be any on this list. It could be one that you've thought of that you experience on your own. And what is the block? Where is your mindset? And what could be reframed about it? What change can happen? And how can you shift into this new mindset? Pause the video and take a few moments to consider this for yourself. Something that often happens for us mamas in creativity in our businesses in our lives is this feeling of never having enough time. And I'd like us to talk about ways that we can make time for both motherhood and our creativity. So, how do we do this? Step 1, let go of those old ideas, those mindset blocks that are getting in your way, this idea that you have to in order to be a mom, you have to sacrifice everything that is you. There is room for you. There is room for your motherhood. There is room for your partnerships. There is room. There is time. It's just about figuring out ways to make and manage it. Step 2, release yourself from the hustle culture. And step 3, set realistic expectations. Step 4, make small shifts. So let's talk about how to do steps 2 through 4. All right. Releasing yourself from hustle culture means that productivity is not a measure of your worth. Ease, rest, and joy are just as essential to your success. So, to be a whole person, to be a well rounded person, it's not just productive. And that goes for motherhood too. It's not just fully in, or it means that your worth is nothing. Same thing for your creativity. It's not just fully in or it's nothing. It's this idea that all of the aspects of your life can exist together, including ease, rest, and joy. And so your worth is not based on how productive you are or how all in you are all of the time. Let go of that. the next thing you want to do is identify the season of life you're in right now, the season of motherhood, because each season is going to allow a different time, allow a different schedule. And here's some examples of ways that you can work around your children in the season that they're in. And you might have children that are in the baby stage, or you might have teens, you might have both. And so navigating your motherhood around these things. So if you're a mama and you have a baby, you might have short windows of time, like nap time, or when they're nursing, or when they're on their belly playing. These short little times can provide a moment for you to drop into something. I remember when I was nursing, that was when my creative ideas would pop up. And I'd nurse Ezra and I'd immediately go out into my workshop and create something when he fell asleep afterwards. So while maybe it's not ideal, maybe it's different than the amount of time that you had originally, it's okay. You can shift and you can work around it, and letting go of this feeling that it's not right, or you should be able to be doing more or it differently, because you don't need to. We get this wonderful position where we get to be mothers and we get to be creatives. And then when your child's a toddler, they're busy and maybe they don't have the same nap time. Or maybe they go to bed earlier, so now you have a couple hours in the evening to work. Or maybe they're getting into some more independent play, so when they get settled into something, that's when you can jump in and do some work. If you have a school age kid, take advantage of the time that they're in school, even if it's 3 hours between drop off and pickup. That's time that you can take advantage of for working. Or you can wake up a little bit earlier or take advantage of the time when they go to bed. And then mamas for teens, remember your teens can hear you say, I need time to work right now, or why don't we work together? Or you can bring them into the work to help you. It's okay to ask them to do those things. And it's going to evolve and it's going to change. And this list might not be the list that works for you, but the idea is that you can come up with things to make time for your creativity. And that's what I want you to get out of it, is that the seasons will change, they're going to come and go, but there are ways of making it work. And whatever way it is okay. And here are some time carving strategies. How to create time within your busy day or your busy week. Examples of time carving are 15-minute momentum bursts, the bare minimum, and the boundary check in. So, we're going to dive into how you can implement all three of these. The 15-minute momentum is awesome for people who have short bursts of time that they can work, and it relieves the pressure of needing big uninterrupted chunks of time, and instead it helps build a momentum in small intentional bursts. So I know that my baby is on a nap schedule where they sleep for 30 minutes, so I can guarantee that I can 15 minutes out of that 30, I can get a little bit of work done. And so you choose a task, whether it's creative or business, and then you set a 15-minute timer to focus fully in on that one task without multitasking. That's the key. You are not multitasking. You are fully focused for 15 minutes. And then when the timer goes off, you can either decide to keep going. Maybe your child hasn't woken up yet. Maybe now you're in the groove and you realize whatever else was distracting you doesn't matter and you keep working. Or you say, okay, I did it. I did my 15 minutes and now I'm done. And it helps because you're not waiting for the perfect conditions to create. You're creating tiny moments that add up over time. The bare minimum weekly plan is great for structure without overwhelm. You set a plan in place, but it's wonderful because it's only 3 things. You schedule in 3 things, the most essential 3 things that you need to get done each week, and then you let go of the rest. If you happen to be able to get a fourth or a fifth or a sixth thing done, congratulations, you did more than you needed to. So the 3 things will be one priority for work, one creative act, and one self practice act. 3 things. That's it. That's all you have to do every week. And if you get those 3 things done, congratulations. And if you get more done, you get to celebrate. So it's awesome because it simplifies your decision making. You've decided these are the 3 things I'm going to do this week. And when I get a moment, I'm going to do one of those things. And every week includes something for work, something for your creativity, and something for your self care without the pressure of it being packed into a to do list. It's just something that you have to do when you get a moment. You do one of those 3 things. And if it helps, you can do the work thing first. So you know, all right, I took care of my work thing. Or if you know that I need to do self care before everything else, you do that first at the beginning of the week. However, it works for you, but you get those 3 things taken care of and you had a successful week. And the last one is boundary check ins, making space in a full life. So sometimes the issue isn't time, it's what's filling the time. So this helps clear space for what you actually want to get done. So you take accountability for what's actually taking up your time and you decide what can you release, delegate, or postpone. And then you just decide on one thing that can shift. It's one less show at night. It's not scrolling on Instagram. It's answering less emails at night so that way you can focus on something that's for yourself. So, whatever it is, whatever can be postponed, whatever can be delegated, whatever can be released, you do that once a week and create time for yourself, for your creativity, or for your self care. And this helps because it creates more space for what truly matters without adding more to your plate. You're just replacing something. You're getting rid of something that's not serving you and replacing it with something that is. Okay, so I'd like you to think about one shift that you can make right now. What one time shift can you make? Whether it's for better time balance, finding time to create, or finding time to rest. What's one shift that you can do based on your season of life, what your child can accept from you? Sorry about the thumbs up. What your time carving strategy is going to be. Just one small thing. Pause the video and take a moment to write about the shift that you can make right now. And the final lesson that we're going to take today is self-care and how you can treat self-care as a creative practice. It is essential to your creative practice. Having care for yourself is more than just a spa day. It's more than just the thing you do when you're completely burnt out and you're ready to explode. It is something that is part of you and necessary for your creative life, for your creative practice. And it needs to be integrated into your creative practice. it's important to remember that self-care is the fuel for your creative practice, and it's integral to maintaining a balanced nervous system, which allows you to show up fully for your family. In order to show up fully, in order to show up calmly, in order to show up to your life, to your creativity, to your job, you need to be able to bring your nervous system back to a neutral state, fully recharge your internal cup. Then you have extra to spare. Then you can show up in the way that you want to in your life, in your motherhood, in your creativity. I'd like to kind of play with this idea that self-care is like your body as a car. And your body doesn't need spa days and long breaks all the time. It doesn't need to take a trip to the mechanic only when it's at its max. When you've driven your car, you forgot the oil changes, you forgot to get it gas, you forgot to fill and rotate the tires, whatever it is, if you're not maintaining your body, if you're not maintaining your self-care, you will end up needing to go on a spa day or take a 24-hour break from your family and from everything. The burnout takes over and you have to just escape it all. But I'd like us to consider that self-care is more about sustainability, including physical care, emotional care, and creative care into your daily life so that you can be restored instead of drained. So you're going to choose things that are filling your cup, not taking away from it. So it doesn't need to be a trip to get a manicure. It can be, but it can be something a little bit more simple than that. And if you're somebody that feels really drained from spending a lot of time with people, then spending time with your friends isn't the solution to self-care. Or if you're somebody that feels really drained being out in the world, maybe doing something at home is more restorative. I'd like you to take a moment and consider, what does your self-care look like in your life right now? What areas of your life do you feel depleted? What takes away from your energy? What takes away from your fullness? And then what areas can you integrate more care? What needs more care right now? Continuing the car metaphor, daily mini self-care rituals are like stops at the gas station. It's just a daily 1 minute to 5 minute thing that can be woven into your day to nourish your soul. Something that you seek, something that you need, something that you crave that can help take care of you and restore you on a daily basis. So, no matter what your schedule looks like, you can do things like before you start your day, before you start your work, do a short grounding practice, like a tea ritual where you feel the warmth of the cup and you take a sip and you feel the warmth of the liquid going down. Something that just brings you into the moment. Deep breaths can do the same thing, or journaling first thing in the morning if you wake up before your children do. Maybe it's something that you do during your work day. Maybe you are gearing up for your creative business by doodling or doing some movement or a free writing, put on some music and just do a dance, whatever it is, just something to get you moving and into your day instead of jumping right into tasks. Maybe you do a transitional ritual where it's stretching, music, a walk, something that separates your workday from your time with your family, or that transition between right before you jump into school pickup or going to drop your kid off at aerial or karate or whatever activity they're doing. A transitional moment for yourself. You can do self-care in the margins when you have a 5-minute moment. Get some Play-Doh, color, feel the textures of your clothes, the ground, the wall, something to bring you back to the world around you. Or something as simple as a pause practice, stopping for 1 moment, 1 minute to practice some presence. What does it taste like? What does it look like? What does it sound like? What does it feel like? 1 minute. These 1 to 5 minute tasks, rituals, I'm not even going to call them a task. It's something that you want to do. It's something that you need to do. These 1 to 5 minute moments can reset the entire day and change how you show up for everything else in your life. We're going to do a ritual experience together. This is a combination of a visualization and somatic movement. It's something that you can integrate into your day in the morning or in the evening, even in the afternoon on your lunch break. Whatever your schedule allows, it's 5 to 10 minutes of a moment for yourself to drop into your body and reset. So go ahead and find a comfortable place to sit or lay and close your eyes as I guide you through. As you're settling into your place, whether it's a seated position or laying down, I want you to listen to what your body needs. Release tension by breathing in and sending the breath to the place that feels tense or uncomfortable. And if you haven't already, close your eyes and start to settle in and arrive into your own body. Continuing to send exhales to the uncomfortable or tense places, shifting where you might need to. If you're in a seated position, notice the ground beneath your feet. If you're laying, notice where your body touches the ground beneath you. Feel the way you're supported and held. Take a few slow, deep breaths and begin to imagine a light radiating out of the center of your chest. As you breathe in, your light expands and grows. And with every exhale, you send love and creative energy out into the world. Breathing in your creative life source and breathe out love and creative energy. Continue to do this, fueling your body with a light and sending love and creative energy out into the world. Continue to do this until you find that you are so full of light and creative energy that you are overflowing. And when you feel that moment of overflow, you can begin to breathe normally again. Begin to notice your body. This vessel that holds you. And when it feels right, follow your intuition and begin to move your neck and head. It might be up and down, right or left, slow circles, whatever feels right for you in this moment. Stop in a place that might need a longer stretch. There's no right or wrong. You're just following what your body needs, what it's asking for, trusting your intuition. And when you feel ready, you can move down to your shoulders, rolling or lifting, lowering them, any combination, just following what your body is craving in this moment. If it feels good to you, you can move your head, neck, and shoulders all together. You can add the waist, your hips. If you want, your legs can get into the movement. Remembering there's no right or wrong. It's just what your body needs in this moment. And when you feel ready, take a moment to reach out and up with your arms, stretching them to the sky, long, and reach them out wide. We're going to move into a moment of energy release where you shake your hands. It might start off slow and build up to a higher pace. But again, continue to listen to what your body is needing in this moment, but shaking and releasing the energy. You can shake them high, low, slow, whatever feels good. Get your wrists in, your elbows, your shoulders. It can work into your entire body, whatever you need. Just shake out the energy. Shake, 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 shake until you can't shake anymore. And then find pause and notice the energy that remains, the energy in your fingers, your wrists, your elbows, your shoulders, your feet. And then take one final reach up and stretch. And then back down. And then take a moment to do anything else your body might need. Any last requests. And then slowly start to open your eyes. And take one last final releasing breath. And get back into your body. And one final task for our workshop is to write a self-care permission slip. I give myself permission to whatever it is that you need because I deserve to be cared for too. I give myself permission to have a quiet tea in the middle of the day where I hold the cup, feel the warmth in my hands and the warmth of the liquid flowing down because I deserve to be cared for too. Or I give myself permission to take a 2-minute pause in the middle of the day to reset and get grounded because I deserve to be cared for too. These are small, simple moments and you deserve it. So please give yourself permission. You're going to write your permission slip right now and commit for the next few days. And if it doesn't feel right, if it doesn't become something that you're craving and wanting to be part of your life, then write yourself a new permission slip with a new intention for how you're going to care for yourself. And keep doing this until it feels like it's the one. Or maybe keep adding. You might find you have more time than you realized. And before you jump in to your regular life, to your children that are waiting for you, to your partner, to whatever it is you're going to be doing at the end of this, I'd like you to think about what is one small shift that you are taking with you today and write down anything you'd like to share about how you feel at the end of this experience. How do you feel in comparison to how you started today? Go ahead and write that down. Thank you so much for joining me, for being here, for taking this time for yourself. And remember that you cannot pour from an empty cup. You cannot create from an exhausted soul. Caring for yourself is not a luxury. It's how you keep your light burning. So, with that in mind, go back into your life and continue to care for yourself and your creativity and your family. You have space and time and energy for it all.